Now, the European Union has approved a military mission in the Central African Republic. The EU foreign ministers who've met in Brussels now say the move is aimed at restoring stability in the crisis-hit African country. The number of troops will be around 500, who will join the 1,600 French soldiers and an African force of some 4,000 already there under a UN mandate. Deadly violence gripped the Central African Republic after Christian militias launched coordinated attacks on the mostly Muslim Seleka group, which toppled the previous government in March 2013. Joining us now from Baltimore via Skype is Lawrence Freeman. He's with the Africa desk of the Executive Intelligence Review. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Freeman. Now, the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has already said that the presence of French troops on the ground in Central African Republic has only exacerbated the situation. How then will the European Union's military presence be any different?
Well, it will be any different. This is a very long-standing problem, and just simply sending in the military soldiers from Europe is not going to solve it. You have a failed state that has failed because it was intended to be a failed state. It was never developed, never improved upon since the end of colonialism, and it's been manipulated and used by the colonialist powers in Europe and also to some extent in the United States. So this is not going to solve the problem. It's a much deeper problem than this.
So do you think the deployment of more troops by the European Union is basically an extension of this colonialist agenda?
Well, I think that it's certainly not to change the situation. I mean, the French soldiers thought that they would be able to quell the violence, and there probably is some desire to stop the violence because it's spreading. But to really change the situation, I mean, you'd have to reverse the last 30, 40 years of economic policy. You'd have to actually build infrastructure. You'd actually have to help feed the population, produce viable economic programs for the people. And none of this has been done. And the game of ethnic warfare oftentimes is manipulated, and desperate people do desperate things, like kill each other for food and for land and for power. And that's what we're seeing now in the Central African Republic.
Okay, we're going to have to leave it there. That was Lawrence Freeman with the Africa desk of the Executive Intelligence Review, joining us via Skype. Thank you very much for your comments here on Press TV, sir.